Let's see if we can get this to work. Okay, so what we are doing today is dealing with a startup message. So let's see if we can coerce APL into showing the startup message. So we have something here called the user command cache, and I think if we delete that and start over APL, right, it doesn't even show it in this case. If we say u reset, hello RGS. Okay, so here's our first problem: is how do we cause this message to happen? So let's go in and look at where it actually comes from. So there's lots and lots of code here. I'm not going to go through all of that. This is some of the core stuff that deals with files. But we are going to building. Here we go. This is the message that we want. We want to do something about. So it says rebuild the cache, and let's see, when does this actually happen? It happens in reset ucmd cache here, and it says, so, oh, okay, I see. So if we are set to tell, which I think we always are, if I remember right, I think the tell variable is set, yeah, so it's set to 1, which is what we get called with up here. So we always tell, and there's no problem, and we're not on Windows. So that's the problem, is that this is mainly made for slow machines, of which the Raspberry Pi is one, but we can fool the system, I think. So if we say qt.saltutils.win, actually maybe we should do this whole thing on Linux. So let's see what happens here. Hello Rickety P. Right, and now question is, where is the cache file located? So we can maybe go and open up that. Okay. Rak says hello, and same thing to Relzatime. How am I supposed to say this? Raise time. Hello. Somebody complain if the font is too small. Actually, it's a bit small for me. See if I can make this bigger. That's better. Okay, so exercising my Linux skills here. Yes. Actually, that's interesting. Huh, it's not set there. User pin, so 96 points. Yeah, that's going to be difficult. Something called dialog here? Yeah. It's called .dialog, isn't it? Wait, hold on, what? Oh, no, that's not, that's the, no, that's not where it lives. Where is this it lives? The user command cache, it gets it from, actually we can go back and see that in here. What's going on here? What is c dot salt utils cache salt settings file? Okay, here we can see where it actually comes from. And so it is this salt user dir for that. I have quality options. What does that mean? I have quality options. Oh wow. I can be watching various resolutions. Okay. Nice. So we just want to know what home. Okay, so home and that dot dialog salt and then the version settings. Okay, let's have a look at that. So cd dollar slash home, and we can go straight into there probably. And what did we say? I can't remember. Dot dialog. Okay. Salt. Is that lowercase? Oh, no, it's right here. Okay, so there we go. There it is. Okay. Finally, we found it. So this is the file. So let's see what happens now if we erase that file. So how do I erase something? Delete. RM. Yeah, of course it is. RM. Thank you. There we go. Okay. So now if we close this and start it again. So notice, by the way, what's happening here is this is RIDE for Windows running, connecting to a interpreter that's running on the Linux. So this thing is kind of a cool thing I came up with. Just to see what's going on here. So it's this little batch file that starts Windows subsystem for Linux, and in there it starts a dialog interpreter, and it tells it to serve to be ready to connect to RIDE on the port 4502. And then I set this up, environment variable for RIDE, and then I start RIDE in the location that I want, and it immediately connects. So I'm using network connection to connect between a Windows RIDE and an interpreter on the Windows subsystem for Linux. Okay, and now we got this message. That's finally we got there. So that's the message. We can see that. So now if I close down APL and I start it again, then we can see that the message didn't appear the second time. Okay. Now this message is just annoying, and like if you're using Jupyter notebooks, then you get this in the first result pane, and it's the only time you really want that is if things are going really slow. So for like the Raspberry Pi or for very, very old hardware, it takes a long time, or for a very slow hard disk, it takes a long time to load the user commands, and then we might want to tell the user. So my idea here is that I'm not going to show this message until a second's worth of time has progressed, and then we're going to print that, and then we're going to remember that we printed it so that we can also say done. But this means that something has so building the user command cache is a whole thing, and going and reading files and stuff. While that's ongoing, I don't want to, in the middle of that loop, it probably has some loop or something going through the files, I don't want to go and check, has a second happened, has a second happened, and then print the message. So what I'd rather do is use concurrency. So what I'm going to do is, my plan is to start a background thread, that waits for 1 second, and then prints this message, and sets a flag that we need to print the done message. And if the process of rebuilding the user command cache finishes within that second, then we go and kill the other thread before it has a chance to print the message. And then we don't print done. So that's what I'm going to do from in here. So we can work in ride for once, I guess. Sort utils, and we are going to find the cache, user command cache, reset user command cache. That's this guy. So we just need to find that function. Can we click on that? There we go. There it is. And then we have that message right there. So this is where we have the message, and then we have the word done over here. So basically what we want to do is we want to here we want to start the thread, launch message thread, and then down here we are going to decide if we want to print the message or not. So we need to set up a flag whether we need to set print done or not. So we're going to initialize that with 0, and then we're going to say if you want to tell so there's a little bit of thing here that if we have debug on, so it's probably, we should probably say if done, well that's maybe not the best name for it, is it? Show done, maybe it's better. So if show done or this debug is greater than 0, then we probably want to do it anyway. And then you do that, and if. Okay, so we launch this thread here, and then we inside the thread we're going to do this, and then we go and this is the actual processing that's happening. It's a little bit interesting here with the st that we set, so we might want to break that out from here. We don't want to do that up here. That's the start time, st, I guess, and then we're going to use that down here. So let's define a little function inside here that does this. So, and this will be wait and show done. That's a long name. It's like, but at least it's clear. Okay, and so it's going to wait for 1 second, and after that it's going to print this message. So because it's a defen, we'll do it like this, and then we're going to update the show done. Hey, I should really adhere to my own guidelines for how to name things, shouldn't I? There we go. So show done, and we need to write tag gets because it's global. Change that to a 1. Oh man, now I want to golf this. Should we golf this? I don't know. I want to take this one and put it up here. At least RickyDB says no golf in production code. Yeah, but here I have an excuse a little bit, which is I'd like this to be a one-liner, so I don't. But okay, whatever. We'll leave it like this for now. Okay, so this has been. This should be up here. Okay, so the important thing is we need to launch this. It should be a local function as well, and we do that with the spawn, and it doesn't really take an argument, but maybe we should give it an argument, which is the time that. So then we can adjust this later. Yeah, one-liner for easy maintenance. Exactly. You can't trace into them. I was just thinking because it's a little atomic thing, but maybe it's better to do it like this. So 1 second, wait 1 or seconds until we display message. Okay, and now the result is not any of these. It would be a value error anyway when this function runs, because it's doing assignment, so it continues down here, and then it doesn't have a value, so it's a value error. But that doesn't matter, because we're not going to actually, maybe that's even a good thing. So the result here is going to be the thread number. Show done thread number. Okay. And then we are down here, and then we decide that, so in either case, at the time we get down here, if it hasn't shown, okay, so this is a bit interesting here. So think about the ordering. If at this point I kill this thread, but it has already set showdown to 1, then, oh no, it only sets showdown to 1 after we build this. But my problem here is I don't want to print this message and not get around to showing done. So I need to make sure that APL will not switch threads here. And then there's a trick to that. So you all think that a new line and a diamond are the same, but they're not. If I take this and I put it up here, then APL will not switch threads, because it doesn't switch threads between on a diamond. So see, I have to do a one-liner, or I could put them together. I could stick it over here. Maybe that makes it more clear, like that. I don't know what's better. This works. Okay, so now they will happen together. So there's no way for me to print this message without having set showdown to 1 as well. So then it doesn't matter at what point do I kill the thread. It could be before this message or after this message. Does it? Oh, no, it's not, because if I kill it after this message, then we might have skipped done, because it's hadn't set showdown yet. And then before I kill it, then it ends up writing this message. So we need to kill it at this point. So quad T kill, and we just need the showdown thread number. Maybe that's not the best name either. Spell it out. Okay. And this should be fine. Of course, now this will be difficult to test, but let's try it. This was salt utils, and right, doesn't tell me whether it updated the file. Do I want to update it? Yep. And it wasn't salted. That's fine. Oh no. Oh yeah, I know what this is. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Never mind. It's because I've been fiddling with stuff in 18. It should be fine. Okay, so now if we close this, and then we go and remove that file, and start APL again. Oh, it did show this message. Hold on. Quadc.saltutils. Did I just lose my work? That's interesting. Thread. Ah, I just lost all my work. Isn't that great? Race-time asks, any plans for autocomplete for Riot Editor in the future? Doesn't it already have autocomplete? I don't understand. Like here when I type this, that's autocomplete? No? So I choose this? Not sure what you mean. It's just I always work on salt, so I type salt utils and I don't even think about it. Let's see if we can actually make this work properly, so that we don't lose our work again. Let's see, where is it actually located? Load Salt core salt utils.dialog. Will this work? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this might work better now that we have to redo our work. There we go. So yeah, the second time you do it, it's always faster, so I'm not too worried here. We need to move this thing up, and then we say show done 0, and so this is wait and show message. DL omega. Hold on, that wasn't quite right, was it? That's not how we do it. Like that. And then we say show done gets 1. There we go. Okay. And then we launch the thread. So we say, so maybe here we should have autocomplete and show message spawn with 1 seconds until message and show I don't understand. Autocomplete just like in paren ed. Paren ed, I don't understand. The write editor in paren ed is the same thing. It doesn't do that? Colon if, and it even like does this whole thing. Wonder what that is. I don't know what that is. Dollars thing 1 condition. Huh. That's like too clever for me. But like select. So why does it do this? That's just weird. 1 uptick 2 in. I don't know what that is. What is it? It looks like something else is broken. I should keep that in mind. Anyway, so this is show thread and or show message thread, maybe better. There we go. And then we say over here, this one, tkill that, and then we say if. I just didn't use autocomplete here. So if show done or this thing and if. No, it should be write should be the same. It's just an Electron app. It's the same JavaScript running everywhere. I don't see why that should make a difference. Although I think you can. There's some settings that you can set. Doesn't it say autocomplete here? Autocomplete control structures with snippets and autocompletion after 500 milliseconds. So I think if you set that to 0, then it's off completely. I should turn some of this off. I don't like this. Okay, so we killed that, and that has been set. Did I miss anything? Should maybe put some spaces here. Get this out. Okay, so now this better work. Okay, yes, update that. Why is it? Oh, the file is not writable. That's what it was saying. Oh, because it's like a system file thing. Oh, okay. So you guys, clever Unix Linux gurus, you help me out here. And here. So, can I cd to $dialog? Where am I? No, that doesn't work because we didn't have $dialog set, right? Of course. So where is this? Where was this file located? Opt mdialog 18. Okay. So cd opt mdialog 18. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So yes, chmod to make it writable. Yeah, exactly. This is where I need to go. 64 Unicode, and then salt. Uppercase salt. No. Isn't it called salt? CD salt. Oh yeah, okay. CD core. Hello, Mohero. Yeah, okay. You'll grumble about me chmodding. It doesn't matter. This is not a normal APL install. This is my development machine, and I'm not going to keep it here. In fact, this is not going to go into version 18 at all. It is going to version 18.1, and I'm just playing around with it here because I have 18 on Linux, so we can play with it. So don't worry about it for me. This is available to be nuked and start over. Okay, so ls salt utils. Huh? Why not? He doesn't like that? Okay, chmod. So what do I need to do to make it writable? Can I just say chmod for the current file? See what it is? Salt utils. That's not allowed. What does 666 do? chmod 666. All these codes and things. Read write everyone. Yeah, and 666 because it's dangerous, right? 666 that. What is my password? There you go. It doesn't really matter. Again, this is just something I have here to try things out on Linux. I don't actually work with this normally. Okay, so now if we do this again from inside APL, I can either abort or ignore. Well, that's not very useful. What about now? Update that. Oh yeah, look, it updated. Yeah, retry would have been, useful. I should make notes about this. So, can't write, retry. Okay, fine. Now let's close APL and start it again and see what happened. Okay, so now we didn't get a message. Well, did I delete the file? Probably not. So we should go up here and why don't I go back to where I was before? cd / home Adam cd dialog. Oh, there was a retry button. Oh, a cd -c, that would have been useful. Oh yeah, right, cd minus. I remember reading about that not a long time ago. Okay, so now we do rm user command. Here we go. and start it again. Let's see what this looks like. Hey, look, we got no message because it didn't take so long to do it. Okay, so now here's a cool thing we should do. And let's say that it will take longer than doing that. So let's create a new user command that will take long to fix. So I think we can actually do this. So it's in home. Can you do it like this? Why does it change my keyboard? So let's create a mini user command. Delay. So this is a user command. We need to have a function list, and it returns a namespace, and the namespace has name, delay. Yeah, exactly. I need to create a user command. It doesn't have to be long. It just has to take a long time to build the cache. So the name is list is delay, and the group is delay, and the parse is that, and then we need a description as well. Description is delay. Who cares? Okay, so this is the function that tells the framework and what we have in this thing. So we also, I don't know if it tests if we have a function called run. It doesn't really matter, not it. And the function called help. They just have to be there. I don't know if it actually, I don't remember if it tests that. So this should work. Okay, so this is delay. So we can take the source of delay, that's this source, and write that to a file. It needs to go in home Adam. My UCMD is spelled funny, and delay dot dialog. Okay, so this should work. If we close that. Oh no, of course not. Duh. There's one problem here. We need to do. This would just create it, but we need to make it take a very long time for it to return, like that. So this is one possibility. Let's write that file. Okay, and close that. And then we start it again and see what's happening. It says rebuilding user command cache done. Huh, now I'm curious. It didn't feel like it took a second to do that. Okay, let's try it again. So now the cache should still be there. And we should... How is a second and a half not long enough for it to take more than a second? That doesn't... Yeah, okay. You're right. We can just edit it, I think. Let's see. Will this work? No. That's not what I wanted. Can I do this? Why doesn't it think that it exists? That's interesting. Now it works. I think there's an issue with it. Yeah, okay. So 7 seconds. And save file to disk. Is this? Here we go. Okay, now nothing should happen when we start it because we still have the cache. I don't know if it detects that we changed the file. That's a good question. Oh yeah, look at that. Rebuilding user command cache. Done. Okay, that's nice. And now we're going to So it did detect that. So that was probably the problem. It takes that. So if we decrease that to half a second, and yeah, yes, it does detect that. And I think what it does is it lists. I don't even remember if it does. It does use a file hash, or it looks at the date or something like that. I don't know. It's doing the right thing. That's whoops. That's kind of the whole point of having a cache, that it should be able to detect that it does the right thing. And rebuilding user command cache done, huh? Hold on a minute. Now I'm curious here. Yes, but why did it shouldn't take... So I changed it again. So it can't use the cache. It has to be rebuild the cache, but rebuilding the cache should be really quick. Show message. No, it's here. It's here. Not done. Okay, so let's go out of this. Let's try to decrease this delay to nothing at all. Maybe together with everything else it has to do. Yeah. Right, looking at the hash. Okay, we can have a look at that in a moment. I didn't implement it, so I don't remember what this is and what it's doing. Okay, let's try closing this. Starting it again. Okay, no, so it works. So it's just because all the other files it needed to go through took half a second, plus half a second is rebuilding in the user command cache. Why doesn't it matter if it works? Of course it matters if it works. No, I think we've done the testing right. So if let's go in and remove the cache altogether. Start it over. Right, it didn't print it, but clearly, and yeah, okay. Oh, the date hash for it's right. But we can try it. Okay, so now it created this file, right? Because it should be here. Yeah, it's here. It created the file, but it didn't print the message. And if we go in and we increase this time to multiple seconds, and remove the file. So now it has to obviously build the whole thing, but it's going to take a long time. Then rebuilding user command cache done. Hey, look at that! We got a delayed message, like that. Oh, oops, that's some overactive. But I should change some settings there, because you're allowed to spam strange Unicode symbols. That's cool. Okay, we'll figure out how to. So if you do the, yeah, but yeah, it picks up all Unicode. Okay, I'll have a look at. Thank you. Huh, that seemed to work. But hold on, you don't have a whole lot of strange characters in there, in that text. Oh, that was. Yeah. So yes, sleep sort is implemented like that. So how comes Mohira was? Oh, he's a mod. Ah, is that what the symbol means with the sword? Uh huh. Why? Okay. Interesting. I'll have to look at changing the settings. In my Twitch channel, you're allowed to spam strange Unicode symbols. I made Mohira a mod. Oh, I did. Oh, okay. Um. Okay. Right. Okay. I think we're there. Now I just need to take this, which I had to test over here. This is annoying. Why is it changing my keyboard? Yes. Yes. I'll go in. Well, you all have to be mods in order to participate here. Quadec.salt utils and show message. Okay, so it's this section here that we've developed it for an 18, but this is not going into 18 at all. So I just need to take this entire if do it onto else if not problem and move it into an actual, here we go, 18.1. What was it? If do it. Okay. We'll take all of this. Oops, that's wrong. Until if not problem. There we go. Yes. Maria is asking, am I using 18.0 because I don't have 18.1? Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that or I didn't see. I went into this problem fresh. I didn't try to prepare for this, so you could actually see the process, and I didn't realize that on Windows we never print this message. Apparently, we assume that Windows can't run on a box that's so slow that you would need that it would matter. And so and and so I haven't installed an 18.1 on my Windows subsystem for Linux. So I'll have to do that, but it doesn't matter. I know that this code hasn't changed because I'm the one that maintains this code. So this should be fine. We can go in and change the internal version here. Yeah, it's a bit odd, and that tell thing that it has. So Mary is saying that it's odd that we do it in one place and not the other. So what if it takes a long time on the Windows? Maybe I should just change that, actually. Now that we're at it, why not? We don't. Now that we were delaying it anyway, so we might as well just not care about Windows. Yeah, good point. Let's make it like that. Yeah. And then we should say the beauty of manual version control, isn't it? We do actually use a version control system automated, but I don't trust it. So therefore I do this myself. Never trust Git or SVN or any of that stuff. And delay showing rebuilding. That's it. And maybe we should do like this and show on Windows if does it? Possibly. Mario is saying that it might predate having real version control. Salt itself implements some version tracking things. It's actually nobody really uses this anymore, but it can actually create files that have the main file name dot a number dot the extension, and then whenever you save the file, then it keeps the old files, and it has all kinds of utilities, so you can prune the history like that. So it just keeps copies. Oh, that's what Mahir is saying, that yeah, other places they have filed that old. Yeah, I remember those days. He used to do things like that. So Salt actually is a simple APL library toolkit thing, which does its own version control. But that, of course, is obsolete now with SVN and Git. So Salt can still write the files back and forth, but we wouldn't use it for tracking. But it has. That's why there's some interesting commands like if you go salt dot clean, I think it is, and you can it's like a prune thing, the history, and salt compare is like a git compare, so it can actually compare old versions and new versions, and so on. So it has all these things that it could do. So yes, it predates when those things were there. So they was implemented in APL by itself. But now we don't need that. So I should clean this up one day. Okay, what was the other thing we wanted to look? Yeah, okay, for those that didn't see it, sleep sort. Or not. It didn't like that. Wow, look at that, a sys error. Interesting. Wonder why that happened. Interesting. This is of course hilarious that I do this on a live show. But if we say, if you turn say quadc dot yes, I'm just going to run with a clean session that doesn't try to fiddle with my output. I've been playing around with that, so that might have broken something. Session print 0. Okay, so here's a this is a sleep sort in APL, but it isn't a very good sleep sort because how are you going to pick up on these values? So instead, what we should do is we should say we have a result here, and then every time around we loop, we append to the result variable, and then when we are done with everything, when we're done with everything, then we need to sync all of these. No, well, the result of this is Rack is saying that this didn't work, but the result of the spawn is a bunch of thread numbers. So tsync says takes all these thread numbers and wait until we are done with all of them, and then return the variable. Then return the results. But we're not interested in the results. We're interested in the value of r instead. So this should work. There you go. A proper sleep sort in APL as a bonus feature for you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and chatting. And version 18.0 should come out this coming summer on the northern part of the globe, and it will have a delayed message for rebuilding the user command cache, which should mean that if you're running the Jupyter kernel, then you don't get the annoying rebuilding user command cache in the first result box, and also on other platforms, of course, it won't show that. The first time you start APL, I think on non-Windows, then you would have seen this message, and you won't see that anymore. And I think, did I say 18.0? Okay, 18.1, of course. Thank you, Raise Time. I think also that my colleague Andy is looking into shipping a ready build, because we ship the product with a whole bunch of user commands ready made, which means on a clean install, everybody is basically going to have, well, anybody that hasn't had APL installed before and has made their own user commands in addition to the existing ones, they will all end up rebuilding the same user command cache file. and that's a bit of a waste. So what we're looking into also is shipping a ready-made cache file, and then when APL starts for the first time, it's going to then check, is the reality actually matching this cache file? And in the vast majority of cases, of course, when nobody has made their own user commands, it will just start. But so those that have additional user commands, they won't see this message either the first time they start. So that's it. Any questions? You let me know. Thank you so much for watching.